Unlike O.J. Simpson, somebody who actually did manage to escape the long arm of the law. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I think that O.J. Simpson didn't do that. Or at least if he did end up killing Nicole Brown Simpson and her lover, he didn't do it alone. But Caylee Anthony, she definitely killed her kid. Or at least was negligent in the fact that her baby wandered into the pool and ended up dying, okay? She is the poster child of the phenomenon that is kill to party. If you're unfamiliar with that concept, allow me to elucidate you for a moment. It's a woman who has a kid, okay? Who, we all know how you create a kid, okay? There ain't no stork and no doorstep, okay? She wanted all that fun time to begin with, okay? And then just thought that, oh yeah, I can raise this kid or whatever. And then at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's like, oh no, but I really want to go do cocaine and drink a lot. And it's like, well, if I didn't have this kid, I could go back and live the life that I was accustomed to, and whoopsie daisy, out into traffic. That's Caylee Anthony. Her story, yeah, was in the news cycle in 2008, okay? She said, and she's sworn up and down, she went through the trials and tribulations of the American legal system and she got off scot-free. Mostly because of a rockin' set of tits and a nice big blue pair of eyes to just stare back at the prosecutor and at the jury to make everybody's heart weep. Because, oh my heavens, it's just a young mother and a tragedy afflicted her. Fucking yuck. But now, 14 years later, she's coming out with brand new allegations and accusations that, yeah, I know it was tragic that my kid died all those years ago, but yeah, actually my dad was a diddler and he was the real reason that everything went down the way it was. You fucking what? You could have kept your yap shut because God knows you're not keeping your legs shut. You're still fucking open for business, so just stop it. Alright, you could have told the tale of... It was so tragic. You could have just walked it through step by step, okay? And that could have been the documentary that was out there. But no, instead, now you got to drag the name of your father who... I don't know if he's alive or not, but the way that she's shit-talking him, either he's very much estranged and thinks that, yeah, she probably killed him. Or killed her, sorry. Daughter's death. Who would be 16 and probably in the same situation that you are right now. But regardless, no. But like I was saying before, yeah, either he's very much estranged or dead for her to be talking all this shit. But we just talked about Caylee Anthony not that long ago, but I guess this is why she became relevant, because she was going to have a documentary series, because, yeah, serial killer and all that fucking glorifying nonsense, like, oh my god, Dahmer's so great, no, I just can't wait for the Ted Bundy series, or, oh, you fucking hebristophiles, fucking broads, man, you love a good bad boy now, don't you? Other than for the meme, like, who's actually lining up behind Caylee Anthony, wanting to start a family with her, because, it's like, oh, Christ almighty, unless you want to just splash off for eternity. It's like, why would you settle down with somebody who's even suspected to have committed infanticide, killing her kid? Why would you even want to do that? But hey man, whatever, I guess you gotta reignite your 15 minutes of fame, because these fucking sick places, just easy stories to market. Let's just relive and revise a bit of history. Caylee Anthony blames her dad for the 2008 death of her 2-year-old daughter, Caylee. Well, if you wanted to go a step further, you could blame the pool, but alright, claiming in a new documentary that it was to cover up a pattern of sexual violent abuse he'd also inflicted on her. See, it's all about me! Yuck. In her first on-camera interview 11 years after she was already cleared of the murder of her daughter, why the fuck? And again, draw just another corollary to O.J. Simpson. You remember not long, actually, like about a decade after he was acquitted in a court of law thanks to the expert storytelling and closing argument of Johnny Cochran, he wrote a stupid book called If I Did It. And that may have been just a little bit too far for the prosecution when he stole back his Buffalo Bills merchandise in Las Vegas, and he ended up going away for a while, and now he's verified on Twitter and that he's making, just hilarious fucking content over there. So I hope we see a similar thing that happens here, because we all know that Caylee Anthony likes to get into dust-ups with police officers. Because apparently she was white trashing it up at a bar somewhere, and then also, it got picked up for domestic assault, but she got off because it's like, oh, you rapscallion. You've already been through so much, right? Fucking bitch. But anyways, yeah, 11 years after she was cleared of murdering her daughter, Anthony, now 36, and it's a tough 36. Oh yeah, but don't worry, guys. She's single, right? And 36 is the new 26, right? Unlike most, unwed women in their mid-30s, she's at least in shape. She had said she still doesn't know what happened to Caylee, but you're willing to blame your father? Okay, but it all comes back to my dad. Oh, right, of course. She stated bluntly of ex-cop George Anthony in the upcoming Peacock docuseries Seen by the Post. Anthony accuses her dad, who had became the prosecution's key witness against her, of having repeatedly raped her growing up. Oh, just fucking stop. I don't believe you for a second. That would have came out during the proceedings of the court trial, so just fuck off. Revisionist history. You lied about killing your kid, okay? Why would I think it would be anything different from what happened to your father? Like, just fucking stop it. He'd put a pillow over my face and smother me and knock me out. And then did violative things to my butthole. It's like, just fucking stop already. Again, I would feel more sympathy for you if this wasn't coming out during a fucking docu-series. Just stop. I'm sure there were times when I was incapacitated as a child where my body was limp and lifeless. Just fucking whatever, dude. It's kind of like the limp and lifeless body of my child coming out of that pool after I put a pillow over her face and smothered her to knock her out. Broke down in tears to admit to dark fears that her pedophile dad had abused Caylee too. Well, if you have a time frame on this one, it's like you could just draw corollaries there, but whatever. And even still, it's like, oh my god. Like, again, you know, big if true, but color me maybe a little bit cynical covering all this stuff all the time, okay? I would think by the way that you acted, father probably wasn't exactly the strongest figure in your life that led you to become a single mother that would be so neglectful that you'd let your kid fucking drown in the pool. Just saying. I don't know what he did to me. Oh, but you'll claim that he raped you. I don't know what he did to me, but he knocked me out and put a pillow over my face and violently violate my ass, mouth, and vagina. It was terrible. Oh, I don't know what he did to me, and that was my fear. I had one job to keep her safe. Did she actually, like, cry during any of this stuff? But whatever, who fucking cares? Oh, she said through tears of Caylee. Oh, okay. I failed her again and again and again, because I still protect the person who hurt me. Oh, yeah, whatever. She said of her dad, I protect my abuser, and I protected her abuser, and that it crushes me. I don't know what he did to my kid, but I think that he probably picked her up like a six-pack. Just fucking stop it already, you stupid ass. Her dad was never allowed to be alone with her daughter, she said. Oh, this is all very cute. Is he dead? I'd imagine he's probably dead. But this was the last time she saw Caylee alive. Was resting next to her bed. Oh, to her in bed in June 16th, 2008, when it was possible the door was unlocked to her room. I know my dad was at home. I was awoken by him shaking me and asking me where Caylee was. Oh, exactly what somebody would do if he was violating your 2-year-old daughter. Oh my god. She said, insisting it didn't make sense because her daughter would never leave without telling her. Maybe she was trying to, but you were too drunk from the night before and too heavily passed out. I don't know, maybe. After a frenzied search, she went outside and saw her dad standing there with her. She was soaking wet. I can see him standing there with his hands telling me that it's my fault, that I did that, that I caused that. Well, if the shoe fits, or to keep up with the OJ analysis, if the glove fits. But he didn't rush to call 911, and he was trying to resuscitate her. That's where you step in, stupid. You should probably go call 911. It's your kid, after all. He's trying to do his best to make sure that his granddaughter lives. And I just collapsed with her in my arms. No, he was trying to resuscitate her, and then you collapsed with. Your story sucks. It's really terrible. She said, recalling that she was heavy and cold. As I'm sitting here with her in my lap, just hysterical, just staring at her, knowing what to do. Oh, he takes me from her and immediately softens his tone and tells me it's going to be okay. Oh, she was going to be okay. That's when he said to me, and I wanted to believe him because I wanted her to be okay. She sobbed. Oh, who fucking cares? You had plenty of time to rehearse this stuff. Still doesn't know why her daughter was wet, but says that the ladder to the pool was not there at the time. There are too many scenarios of what could have happened. But her drowning in the pool is not one. It's not possible. Well, it actually seemed like the cause of death. But, hey, you got some grieving party animal as opposed to, coroners or maybe more credible witnesses or anything like that. But I guess it's just always going to be a mystery of how your kid died. Fucking Christ. Aw, see, she's big sad. She's sad her kid's dead, and she did a lot of lying to get past what she did there. But boy, that's a big picture right there. Okay, between the two. Okay, she's big sad on that one. No like tears or anything, but there's redness of the eyes though. So she's big serious, as opposed to that one where she's very stone faced. She likes to purse her lips quite a bit. I've noticed. That's an oddly shaped head. Her dad then took Caylee, she said, crying as she claimed, but I didn't know where she went. I didn't know what he did. No, he was going to try to resuscitate her by just doing horrific sex acts to her. Just fucking stupid things you're saying. I can tell you about how numb I felt and how broken I felt, and it's me. Fucking pity party, because what? Nobody's paying attention to you over the past 11 years. You're 36! Fucking make better life decisions, stupid. Change your name and move across the country, for Christ's sakes. But also hopeful because I believed that she was still okay. We got it! You're a terrible judge of character, okay? I thought mothers are supposed to have like a sixth sense when it comes to dealing with their kids. You're supposed to know everything about them, but maybe that was the lingering effects of last night's Heineken for you. She insisted, saying that she has to live with the fact that she failed my child. He should be in jail for it, but whatever, we're not keeping track. Anthony claimed that she was too numb to confront what may have happened, but now she can relive it very conveniently for a docuseries that I'm sure she's going to be paid something for. I was going to say handsomely, but let's be completely honest. Do you think that she was really in demand for this series? Like, okay, Peacock just decided it's like, oh, fuck, well, Netflix is making a killing off of, serial killers. Why don't we have maniacal mothers tell their fucking sob story? Hey, just relieving women of any responsibility sure is the hotness that's out there right now. So why don't we give Caylee Anthony, old tot mom, the opportunity? Anthony claimed that she was too numb to confront what might have happened, while maintaining that she genuinely believed Caylee was alive right up to her skeletal remains were found in a trash bag with duct tape wrapped around her head in a woodland area near the family home 6 months later. Yeah, your kid's still going to be alive, just gone. Yes, I was naive. Yes, I was dumb. I thought there was still a chance. Was that before or after you duct taped the trash bag around the kid's head? I'm just wondering. Inquiring minds are questioning. Casey's version of the events of the documentary differs from what she told police and her mother. Wow, you're telling me that a network docuseries is going to dramatize events a little bit in order to sell a more salacious tale? I can't believe that. Cindy Anthony called 911 to report Caylee missing on July 15th. Oh, did your mother, who was either complicit, unaware of, or helped facilitate the horrific rapes that were committed by your father during the time that you guys were still living under one roof? Is she on the good side or the bad side? I guess we're going to figure out. According to the transcript of 2 911 calls, Cindy claimed her 3-year-old granddaughter had been missing for a month, and Casey said she had been looking for her by herself, but she had found my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car. Okay, so she's one of the bad ones. Obviously, she was acting as a madam for her husband to commit horrific acts against her daughter. She said Casey didn't want that to continue, so that she just decided to deal with her daughter herself before an evil man could enter the picture on this one. Fuck this. I actually don't, because actually she's a danger to anything that could happen from that fucking. Casey then takes the phone and tells the operators Caylee had been taken away by nanny Zelinda Fernandez Gonzalez. That's just the most. I can imagine that name is like, yeah, she was taken by Zelinda Fernandez Gonzalez. Yeah, no, she was taken by the Spanish maid. Yeah, no further questions. Okay, thanks. Casey was arrested the next day on charges of child neglect, giving false statements, and obstruction at the opening of her 2011 murder trial. And now she's the centerpiece of a docuseries for Peacock, NBC's streaming affiliate. Okay, cool. Casey's lawyer admitted the babysitter never existed and then claimed Caylee had drowned in the family pool. Yeah, no, of course. I was 18 at the time. I couldn't have possibly followed this trial when it was going down at the time, but she still seems very upset by this and very unmarried. God, you suck. Casey also blamed her dad for her instinct to lie about what happened to Caylee. See, nothing's actually her fault. Even 11 years after she somehow was acquitted on this, it's like, okay, we can't throw away for life life and let her rot in a the Florida prison or anything like that, because the kid was only 3, and it's like, she still got a couple of eggs left, so she could just make another kid. Like, we can't punish her because reasons. Oh, but I see this is fucking rich. Calling her father, who didn't do anything and that actually testified against the proven liar, calling him a man incapable of ever telling the truth. Holy fuck. Projection much? Whose behavior she completely replicated when her daughter was missing. That's the only time, though? That's the only time, though. Oh, yeah, she was taken by the Spanish maid who doesn't exist. And, but I remember certain things like, hey, did I tell you about how I was sexually abused when I was a kid? Fucking Christ. Come on now. That included lying to the cops when her daughter was missing. She repeatedly admitted to the sole charges she was convicted on, leading to 3 years in prison. Oh no. That was the right guilty verdict. I did lie to law enforcement, so I'm a convicted liar. It's the truth. Bro, that sounds like it could be dialogue straight out of the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Like a Sith always, only a Sith deals in absolute. I'm a convicted liar. It's the truth. Hey, the two things in common there between the Star Wars prequels and Caylee Anthony. They both have a penchant for killing younglings. She said she waited so long to tell her story because she had spent the last 10 years making sure that she had it down nice and pat, and she knew exactly when to oh, no, wait. She needed to know who I was. What the fuck are you talking about? That I had started to cope with this loss just after 10 years, though. And I had something to say to make my daughter proud and also honor her properly. Yeah, because your daughter would like to interject. And this is a part of that, she said, sitting for the docuseries. It's hard to, because thousands of questions go through my head. I still don't know what happened to Caylee. Shut the fuck up. You're already a proven liar. Why would anybody take your shit seriously? Why the fuck would you do this? Like, for Christ almighty. Because I know what I'm afraid of, and it eats me up at night. I know it eats me day after day. Well, you don't eat very much because you're actually still in pretty good shape. Because I know what I lived through. This is my lived experience. Even though she found the exact truth of what happened, Anthony said she'd never bring her full closure. Yeah, sure. Because what, now you're fucking barren or what? I didn't get the ending I wanted because I didn't get my kid back. No, you did. Just not in the state that you left her to begin with. The shittiest bad dream of having the shortest life with the sweet little kid. It's the only ending I wanted, and it's the one that I'll never get out of all of this. Yes, me. Why the fuck would anybody take you seriously? George Anthony, oh, he is still alive, and he's like, fuck that bitch. I have no daughter. My daughter is dead to me. He has repeatedly, vehemently denied abusing his daughter or being responsible for the granddaughter's death. He's like, where the fuck that come? Oh, from the convicted liar. Oh, you're gonna believe the word of the liar. Oh, okay, cool. Caylee Anthony, where the truth lies, somewhere in the forest with, fucking garbage bag taped over its head. And if she had any decency, well, let's just say she would be planning a sequel. But yeah, it comes out at the end of the month. Watch to your heart's content if you're one of those idiots that are out there who have actually subscribed to the Peacock. If you're done watching whatever tripe the WWE is done putting out, feel free to check in with Caylee Anthony and see what fresh lies she's cooked up on that one. So, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.